I'm Tommy. Today, we are going to talk about honesty. And at the end of today's story, there is a great surprise to all of you. Today's story comes from a beautiful castle far away on the mountain's top, with beautiful views from the towers. In this castle lived a powerful king, known by his strength and love for flowers. His name was King Arthur VI. This king was living alone. He had no family, only his servants around him. He also was very sick, spending a lot of time in his bed, thinking about his dead wife called Leah. He missed her so much. His wife Leah died very young, and the king didn't marry again. Also, the king used to go to the cemetery to visit his only son's grave and pray for his soul. The prince died very young in a brutal battle against enemies. The king missed them both, wife and son. The king thought, I need to act quickly and find the right person to replace me when I'm gone. I think the best way to choose someone is talking to them. If I see the person face to face, then I will decide who's the best one to replace me. The king was very sick and worried about dying soon, and no one to replace him as a king. Then the king called his main counselor and told him about his plans for future. Then the king asked his soldiers to go the village every day for a week and announced to all about his plans on how he was going to choose the future king. He wanted to interview boys between 8 to 15 years old and select the winner. The entire village got very excited, especially all the boys between 8 to 15 years old. They were all hoping to be selected and become the prince and future king. After a week of announcements, the great day has finally arrived. The whole village came by the castle main entrance. The king himself showed up in front of the main gate to explain how he was planning to interview every single boy. He welcomed everyone and thanked them for showing up too. Then, the king asked all the candidate boys to come closer to the gate and stand on both sides and listen to him very carefully. And the boys quickly obeyed the king. They couldn't wait any longer to find out how the process was going to happen. Then, on the following week, the interviews with the king began. Every day, a different boy from different background, rich or poor, had their opportunity to talk to the king face to face. The king took his time to talk to the boys, to ask them questions about their lives, their hobbies, about their parents, educations, etc. The king was very polite and patient too. He received all of them with a big smile in his face. The king also was surprised with all the responses from the boys. The king was loving them all, which made it more and more difficult to pick the right one. He thought to himself, I love them all, but which one should I choose? The king was very confused too. Because they couldn't decide which one to choose, the king had a brilliant idea to test the boys' honesty and if they were speaking the truth. The king got out of his bed quickly and went to the kitchen. He put plant seeds in a tray and placed the tray in a burning oven. It killed any chance of these seeds to grow as plants. This was part of his plans to check if the boys were honest or not. Burned and dead seeds don't grow again. Remember, it was a test for the boys. The soldier went back to the village to call them all for the big meeting with the king. And everybody got ready to meet the king at 2 p.m. The king came to the front door where there was a table with a bag of seeds on top. The king explained to all participants that they should take the seeds and look after them and grow the flowers and bring them back in 2 months. The most beautiful flower would be the winner and its owner, the future king. All All participants took their bag of flower seeds and went back home to grow them. 2 months later, as agreed, the king once again came to the main gate of the castle and shouted out very loud to all participants to come closer and bring their vases with flowers for the king to look at them and choose the winner. As the boys started bringing their flowers, the king went closer to them and checked every single vase. The king kept smiling. More and more boys brought their flowers to please His Majesty, the King Arthur VI. Away from the main event, at the side gate of the castle, a boy was discussing with his father about his plant. The boy was embarrassed as his seeds didn't grow as per the other boys. The father insisted to him to come and talk to the king and explain what happened. But the boy didn't want to go. He said he was embarrassed to face the king without a flower. The boy didn't know what to do when the king saw from distance what was going on by the side gate and came to talk to them. The king asked the boy, "Where's your flowers? Why your vase is empty?" Then the boy handed over the empty vase back to the king and told him what happened. He said he did his best planting the seeds and looking after them, but nothing has grown. He asked for forgiveness from the king. The king just smiled back to the boy and said, "Well done. You just won the competition for being honest and for not lie. You didn't cheat bringing other flowers instead." Then the king shouted out to all, "We have a winner. We have chosen the future king." Everybody just jumped of happiness. But who was the chosen one? Who won the competition? Everybody was curious about the winner and his flowers. The entire village wanted to see and congratulate him. But before that, the king called all other participants and told them about their lies and cheating actions. They were so ashamed of themselves that they ran away from the king's presence. The king told them he knew that some of them went to buy the flowers and lied about it. The dead seeds didn't grow at all. Shame on them. Other boys just picked up flowers from someone else's garden and brought in and lied too. The seeds were dead, remember? The next day, the king told the little boy that he was going to present him to the entire village as the new prince and future king. The boy was jumping of happiness, and a big parade was organized. The king and the chosen prince, in their royal vestments, huge horses, followed by soldiers dressed up for this special event, they crossed the entire village. The king was so happy, and the little boy too. The Bible also teaches us not to lie and be honest about everything we do in this life. Let's read together Proverbs 12 verses 22. "Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are His delight." In 2 Corinthians chapter 8 verses 21, we read, "Providing for honest things, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men." Time to say bye-bye. Hope you all enjoyed today's story, and remember, be honest and always tell the truth. God loves honest children. See you soon.